Alright, I'm back, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. In the last episode, we went and jumped the border. So, in this episode, we're going to make our way to... You faints! We found you at last, you scum! What have you done with Princess Peasley? Yes, there is no mistake. You kidnapped Prince Peasley. We have witnesses. Now confess, villains. Was that? You say you're Mario and Luigi? Lies, bald-faced lies. The superstars of the Mushroom Kingdom would never come here. You're not lying. They say they've come here chasing someone called Cacolata, and they're really, really tough. Bro really stuck out for us. What a patriot. Oh dear, oh my, oh boy. Pardon us, sir. So sorry. See, our kingdom's Prince Peasley was kidnapped by something. Or so recent reports out of Hoohoo Village claims. We have been looking for any signs of the perpetrator. According to eyewitness accounts, the princess's kidnapper wore an odd helmet and spoke of mustard and fink rats. That is all we have to go on. If you come across anything, please let us know. Reopen the investigation. Okay, so they're gonna keep looking around. I'm gonna keep looking around, honestly, because we're in Hoohoo Village now. Because yeah, that's that. So we're gonna we have a mushroom. What's in here? We have some rocks. Yeah, let's let Luigi take some mushrooms or some blocks. You know, let's take the lead for a little bit too. This is actually one of the only game, pretty much, where you can just swap the order. Where you can swap the order at will and not have any consequences. This is Hoohoo Village, on the flanks of Hoohoo Mountain. The mountain is a secret place. And so, without any consequence whatsoever, it's just like, yeah, you can just jump with whoever and lead. You can have literally whoever in the lead. If you climb down this mountain, you'll reach the town of surrounding Beanbean Castle. The townsfolk are so much more stylish and fashionable than people in this town. I just adore them. Let's go. You guys have two types of people. Okay. Everyone should climb Hoohoo Mountain once. You can see the whole kingdom from the top. Well, looks like we know what we're gonna do today. Maybe. Must be. I love how we just go in the door. Like, hold on. It's a door, alright, we're going inside. I saw the kingdom prince Peasley on the edge of the village. Sure of it, he was taken to the top of the mountain by some guy wearing a weird helmet. Or he might have chased him, possibly. To reach the mountain peak, you have to either get a ride from Babylon Don or hike up. Hiking the mountain is brutal, but if you get a ride from Blabladon, it's a snap. Okay. As long as we're not too heavy. That's, huh? No matter how long you wait, Blabladon won't come back. I feel it in my bones. He said he saw someone who looked like Prince Peasley, went to the summit and never returned. With Blabladon gone, we can't get to the top of the mountain. This isn't good. You can always climb up. It's always been something you can do. Let's see here. Now, what if we went... Oh, we literally cannot... I mean, there's literally nothing here. Yeah, there's like literally nothing worth of... Yeah, this is kind of sad. Let's go. Alright, well, that's kind of something. We'll keep an eye on that for later, I guess. Nice. Let's save our current game. Where are we at? We're not in Stardust Fields anymore. We're in Hoohoo Village. Hey, so update on the what was it? Reckless Ben situation and bricks and minifig. If anybody wanted to know about that. It hasn't been completely resolved yet, but it's in working progress, thankfully, with all the protests and everything going on. So good job, y'all. Anyways, long ago on this very mountain, the Hooligans developed the Great Hoohoo Civilization. At the summit, there still remain many remnants of this once great people. Okay. Huh? You want to climb down to where there's a town? Just keep heading left down this path. Alright, well, I'm gonna go this way then. Pictograph on the wall here are ancient letters known as, Hoorographics. Hoorographics. They represent the countless jokes developed by the ancient Hoohoo civilization. Hoohoo Mountain Trail. Okay, looks like we're gonna go that way. They're said to be the descendants of the people who developed the Hoohoo civilization. This land is largely populated by the Beanish people, but there are other races like ours. That's cool. You gotta get used to like switching back and forth. Yeah. So let's see. There we go. Oh yeah, and then I just saw like one of the recent announcement trailers from Chuck right? The guy that got me into doing well, not got me into doing YouTube, but got me into watching YouTube. He recently announced that there's going to be an LP for Mario and Luigi Dream Team, which is why are the buttons so weird to freaking mash? Like I know which one's back and which one's front. Like I know what's going on here, bro. Like I actually do know. The waterfalls, this feels so good. My pores are partying. Alright. So it looks like we're gonna have to use Mario for something. You got a mushroom. Ooh, I wonder what happens when we continuously do this. Let's see. Let's try again. You want infinite coins? Waste your time? Do that. Alright, let's see what this is. Beware of overhydration. If over-drinking symptoms appears, stop on the victim's head. Spitting excess water on objects in this area is strictly prohibited. Alright, well. So we're gonna just... Remember what you hit me with? Came to knock me down. I think. Alright, we'll be back. Back with a hammer. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Knock me back with a hammer. Looks like we can't do anything this way, so... Guess, we're going down. It said go down if I wanted to, so go this way, I guess, right? So that's what you have to do. Mind the background noise if it's just my mom, by the way. Ignore that if you want to, or not. I don't really care. Yeah. I'm tired of living in the sticks. I want to live with someplace cool, where there's lots to do. Have you met Sledge and Mallet, the hammer-making masters? No. Do they make hammers? head left and climb down to the mountain's base. Okay, I hear something going on. Bro, what's going on? Okay, what? How do I meet them? Okay, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm literally stuck. Give back, Prince Beasley! Hey! You again! You are the perfect princess swooped in with Bowser that I hate! What did I say to you? I was busy with Beasley, you have been catching me! Declata has already begun smearing the butter of her next tasty plan over Beanbean Castle. If you two cannot make it in time, I say to you that it is better never than late. So here is your halting place. Brilliant, Fury. You will not be shattering the snow. I laugh at you trying to climb down this mountain. We'll take care of some other problems. Okay, please tell me they're in here. Bro, where are they at? Where do I go? There is nothing here. Okay, I'm getting really tired of this. I'm getting really tired of this. Oh, you want to... Well, I can't, because there's a roadblock. Looks like we're gonna have to save for a second. Because I forgot what I have to do next. Oh, yeah, I know what I have to do next. But, let me see. Okay, so, do I go in here? Oh, wait! You know what? I'm such a moron. Dude, I was supposed to go this way. I was supposed to go this way. This is the last stone. Now we can show the true spirit of Hammerhead Bros. The stone's our last shot. By the way, if you go to them, they're gonna just say, hey, we're building the bridge. This stone just ain't gonna do it. We can't make hammers no more. What do you two think you're staring at? Oh, what? You want us to make you a hammer? Hey, I know these two dudes. They're Mario and Luigi from the Mushroom Kingdom. The Jumping Hammer Kings. Yeah, you're so right, Sledge. I remember these guys. Why are a couple of celebrities like you bumming around this place looking for a hammer? Oh, hey, look, you don't have to tell us. You fully understand. Lips are completely sealed. We'll just make what you need. We're professionals after all. That's right. Pros all the way. But the thing is, in order to make hammers, we need Hoohoo blocks from the mountaintop. This is Blabadon, whatever his name is, suddenly stopped coming down here. We can't get up to the sun. Hoohoo blocks are hard as stones. Hammers made from those things can break anything. We want to climb the mountains to get more Hoohoo blocks, but can't jump well enough to do it. Oh yeah, what was I thinking? You guys are jumping pros, ain't ya? So, are you saying you could go to the top of the mountains and get us some Hoohoo blocks? That would really hook us up. If you can get us some Hoohoo blocks, we'll make you a special hammer. Scratch our back, bros, and we'll scratch yours. Appreciate it, man. Okay, looks like the bridge is broken, so we're repairing it. Go talk to the villagers for a while and come back. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and cross. Alright, well. If we come back this way, it should be done. Well, that sucks. Because we're supposed to go up the mountain. The pictographs on the wall. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Talk. Alright, we did that. Okay, we talked to 2 people now. Did that work? Are you serious, dude? Come on! We literally talked to like 3 people already, bro.
Let's go!
Okay, blah, blah, blah. This isn't good, yep. Okay, now I think that triggered it, I think.
Okie dokie.
You gotta be flipping joking, bro. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
Let's go! Alright. Okie dokie. Let's go. Okie dokie. Let's go. Okie dokie.
Try this. Alright, we go through here. You know, for the graphics at the time, it's actually pretty good. Pretty good for its time. Like, it gives me like a style of something, you know? Do I go this way? Alright. Try it again. Try this again.
Alright.
And by the way, is there a shop nearby? I've kind of wondered if there is a shop here. You know, like, now would be a good time to have a shop since our BP is... Oh. That solves that problem. We have 1 syrup left. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well, it'd be nice if we could solve this problem. Or maybe we have to go back down the mountain again, right? Let's try going down the mountain again. Yeah, let's try going down the mountain again and then see if that triggers anything. If it doesn't trigger anything, then we'll just see if we can just probably reset some stuff. But I think for the most part we should be fine. I'm tired of looking up, blah blah blah. Okay, I talk to you, head down the mountain base, yep. Yeah, I bet them already. So there's that. So it's nice that we're able to just do pictographs, yep.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so now. Oh my. Soldiers comes to town, Blabadon fails to return the bridge. So the bridge. I have a bad feeling about this. There could be something awful happening up on the mountain. Yeah, the one unique dialogue that has. I'm Mallet, the younger of the Hammerhead Bros. My man over there is called Sledge. Oh, why? That's great. Thank God! Alright, we did it! Bridge is fixed. I'm wondering what... We're done fixing the bridge. We're going to climb the mountain. Be careful up there. Yeah, we will be careful. Finally, we can climb the mountain now. Jeez, oh, bro. Oh, it took us a minute. Got ourselves a new enemy! Yeah, you're not getting us that easy. Because we have a bit of a thing to show you called Splash Bros Attack. Shoot. And I think I mastered this one as well, hopefully. Fail me today, please. Yes! Got it! Got it. Alright. Also just the freedom of the I do want to save the those attacks for another time, but yeah, so I'm gonna just probably eliminate them. Got him. Why is the speed so bad? Got another mushroom. Here we go. Probably gotta be confusing to like switch the buttons back and down like that. So we really don't. They do stuff like that. They do stupid stuff like that. Woo beans. Yeah, so that's the mountain for you. I think I'm gonna start a voiceover. Yeah, I'm gonna start a voiceover. Yeah, voiceover. You can start now if you want. The reason why I'm doing the voiceover is because there's gonna be a lot of editing, so go ahead. So, anyways, hi. Sorry that I had to explain that before I even did the actual voiceover in the first place. Okay, so remember how I said it like that day wasn't the day for me to like explain why I had that hot take in the first place about consoles not needing to be a thing or having a point to exist in the next 5 years or even 3 years or even less. And the reason that being, well, I'll have some sort of amount of arguments and, you know, in short, just like, I think I said it before, but it's just like, the cost of making consoles now, it's just like, it doesn't seem worth the price that it's being given at the state right now, since a lot of parts and components and whatnot that are needed to make said consoles and PCs are pretty much at a higher price now, and you might as well at this point just get a PC. And so, like, I'm going to explain why getting a PC is just pretty much just at this point better, and you know, like, in some ways I could see other arguments stating here how getting a console right now, especially if you're trying to invest into a PS6, which, no offense, I don't think it would be that much of a... I'm gonna be honest, it's just not worth it. Really, it isn't. And in short, I don't know if that's good. I mean, if you want the short argument, I'll give you the short argument in the last episode of this game. Not the remake, obviously, the last episode of this game. So, check that out if you want to. I don't know what minute it's at, but it's during when I fight Tolstar, basically. But yeah, Tolstar was freaking patriot for that one. Thanks for sticking up for us, Tolstar. Anyways, RIP. Anyways. What was I at? Oh yeah, these are dry boats, by the way, in this game, so that's something. Anyways, you want to hear my argument? Okay, so let's look at let's look at how much each unit costs to make nowadays. So if I were to make a full-fledged console, let's say I wanted to make a full-fledged console for myself, right? Custom one that's like way better than Sony's and Xbox or Microsoft's or even Nintendo's consoles. I mean, by far, I'll probably make it better than Nintendo's, let's be honest here. But even in that point, it's like, we gotta make sure that, you know, the parts are reliable and the costs would make sense. Now, we see that the materials to make to make these consoles nowadays would run up to about $500, $450 to $550. So, you know, we're looking at according to Google and the AI for Google, it says here that, mid-tier flagship consoles run, the components to make one, is about 450 to 500, and mid-tier is considered mid-tier would be a PS5 and an Xbox Series X. For instance, a hybrid GPU costs roughly $180, while high-speed GDDR6 memory and customized SSDs add an extra $100+. Add another, say, like roughly around like $130. So what are we running at? Like about $600 to $700. No, I know what you're gonna do. Don't do it, please. All right. Anyways, Premium Pro consoles would be the PS5 Pro. But I guess Google likes. I don't know if you should be backing Sony up, but whatever. Component costs to elevate the for pros would be $420 to $550 due to larger custom APUs. So, anyways, upgrade to 2 terabytes and you add another, $100+ if I had to guess anything here. Next gen consoles in development, which PS6 is under development, would cost about $960 per unit. Why? Well, their goal is to give you 4K performance and I want to say like 120 frames per second performance, which I'm going to be honest, I don't see the difference between 60 frames per second to 120 frames per second. I might just be old for saying that, but I personally don't see the difference. I can see the difference from 30 frames to 60 frames per second. That's an absolute fact on that one. But the difference between 60 frames per second to 120 frames per second, I just don't see a difference. I'm sorry. So for those of you that do see a difference, I apologize, but I just, I just settle for 60 frames per second for myself, if anything. If I ever want to consider doing gaming on a PC in general, that would be my argument here. So let me see here. What would be the parts that I would need to make a console if I were to make a console? Let me look that up. But by the way, this is a voiceover, so that's why I'm typing down. Let's see. Oh, flip. So the parts needed to make I guess a PS5 console. So the PS5 console cannot be built from scratch like a desktop PC. Its core parts are CPU, GPU, and RAM. Are predominantly soldered onto one custom motherboard. Instead of building one, you can repair or replace individual whatever. So, anyways, the core hardware is a motherboard logic board. Contains the brains of the console. Custom ADM and Zen 2 CPUs. Memory RAM, which is 16 GB of GDDR6. Custom SSD storage provides 825 gigabytes or 1 terabyte on newer models of ultra-fast internal storage. Power and cooling, so we'll need like power supply units, cooling fans, liquid metal thermal paste, and let's see what else. Liquid metal thermal paste. Drives and ports, disk drives, input outputs, HDMI. I think you already know that. Casing and accelerating. That's the base plates, base stand, dual sensor controls. You get the gist. And let's not forget that we're not even including the disk inputs or inserts here. Okay, that would cost you another $50 to $100 if I had to guess. Pricing wise, I'm not a finance teacher or anything like that, but if common sense were still a thing today, I think that's what I would have built up the conclusion to make if I had to add a disk input to modern consoles today. Which, let's be honest, let's be honest here, that's not going to be added to the PS6. So there's the first argument. They're not going to be added to the PS6. And let's say that Nintendo and Xbox decide to follow suit on making 4K consoles. Oh wait, shoot. Nintendo kind of already did in a way, but not really. They decided to make a 140 frame, which is actually not that bad. I'm actually okay with a 2.5K looking graphics or anything like that. I'm okay with that personally. Here's another thing that I want to like not exclude, but another thing that I want to like pretty much inform you guys on, and that is what else is that I wanted to... Oh, like if let's look at the Xbox at least. What are the parts to make? Let me see, parts needed to make the Xbox Series X, because that's the newest model, I assume, right? And there's the S as well, so let me look that up. Okay, so they have 4K. They have 4K. Oh shoot! The main motherboard assembles a 4K Blu-ray optical drive and heavy. Wow, so they already moved to 4K already before the PS. That's embarrassing. Look at that. Very embarrassing. So, core hardware and cooling, motherboard assembly, heatsink and metal chases, cooling fan, power and connectivity. So they need a power supply unit, Wi-Fi obviously, because me Wi-Fi plays stupid games now. Power and eject board. I'm assuming that's for the power disc eject. Yes. Okay. Now, if you didn't need that now, obviously there's probably gonna be like a discless Xbox. So there you go. The 4K Blu-ray optical drive allows you to play physical game discs and movies. Wow, I didn't even know you could play movies on an Xbox. Okay then.
Oh, no.
That's something to consider. Because I actually personally myself want to play movies. I've kind of a little side note from my conversation here. I recently have the urge to wanting to watch old TV shows that I have never got a chance to watch. And so there's a lot of people that have grown up with like certain TV shows. I'm not gonna list them out right now because I'll do personal stuff next week or anything like that. Also, speaking of personal stuff, if you try to get Luigi to drink the water, he's just gonna just spit it right back out. So that's a neat take from the game. If you try to have Luigi take the lead on trying to do so, which is fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Also, bless you. Ignore that. Sorry. Bless you. So let's see. Parts needed to make a Switch 2. Let's see. Don't worry, Nintendo. I'm not gonna make a Switch 2. I mean, you can not worry about that. But I guess I'll continue that later on, as I have made it to a gate here, because we're about to defeat a boss or fight a boss. Spoiler alert. So I think I'm about to interrupt myself soon. But before I do, yeah, I'm going to start talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. Not the Switch 1, the Switch 2. Since that's the newest model for Nintendo at the moment. Right now. So, yeah, and by the way, if you heard the sneezing in the background, sorry, I just, you know. And we're back. Hey, y'all. So, we have here... Here's why I decided to come back here. Travelers! I am Kukuras, the ancient weapon of the Hoohoo's civilization. Beyond this point, the path grows even cooler. You must prove yourselves up to the challenge. So you try this challenge? Start now. You must catch 10 Hoohoo's ears within 30 seconds. Now fall off the ledges, or you will immediately fail.
Okie dokie.
I'm not failing on the first try, bro. Now for your next challenge, you must defeat me. Oh boy. Yeah, I had a feeling I needed to do that.
Okie dokie.
Here we go with the boss fight. Let us begin. So, first things first, we're going to eliminate the wrong one. That he's gonna be like, alright, so now I'm going to start off with pillar and bounce ropes. keep jumping now. Ooh. That pillar. Splash Road. Hey, we did it. Not bad. Right, now we're good. Now. You have passed this test too. Now you must face the test of reaching the summit. Pass here. There we go. Oh yeah. Come on, man, stop screwing it up. This, you know what it is? I'm used to the remake already. It shouldn't be the case. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. Come on. So I wonder if that's the direction we need to go, though. I wonder if that's the direction we need to go now. Yeah, what happens? Okay. Alright, I guess another voiceover continues, I guess. I apologize if my voice or my audio, like, to actually speak to the microphone is a little not dry, but like quiet. I had the gain a little bit down too far because of background noises that were happening at the time of recording, obviously. And I didn't want to, like, you know, I just didn't want any unexpected noises to happen, obviously. Usually at this point I would mute my microphone so that way I can talk, and then, you know, it'll just sound like I'm actually playing the game while I'm talking here. These are Rexes. Their attacks are weird. But I'm pretty sure you don't fucking want to care about that right now, at least. I mean gameplay wise we probably care about that, but from our argument standpoint, I think we were talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. So, according to the AI in Google, making a Nintendo Switch 2 console requires internal computing hard drive, like a custom system on a chip, RAM, and battery, a display and housing, and input-output parts. You can repair or customize an existing unit using Nintendo Switch 2 parts or repair kits, which contain shells, buttons, frames. The main components that make up the console can be broken down into three main categories. So one, the internal drive, the brain. The motherboard, processor, SoC, storage and RAM, battery, cooling fan, and air vent bracket. And then two, the exterior housing and display the body. Touchscreen, digitalizer, console, mid-frame, outer shell casing, game card tray, console where you insert physical game cartridges. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to make a Nintendo Switch 3 or a Nintendo Switch 2 Plus model or something without the cartridge, because they are literally making Game Key consoles, which I know Nintendo fans are going to be like, please don't do that, please! Please don't do this to me! It's going to happen. I'm sorry. I hate to burst your bubble, but it's going to happen. So, controllers and docking system. Joy-Con 2 controllers, you have the dock and the AC adapter and cables. So, what's something that they have all in common, all these consoles? Well, they all require a motherboard. Now, I don't know if this is correct. Someone correct me, please. But is it still required today on a PC gaming computer to have a motherboard? Because motherboards are pretty pricey. Let's see how much a motherboard is running for the price on the market right now. Holy flipping jeez! So motherboards typically range from $60 for basic budget units to $600 for premium enthusiast boards. Promote standard builds and expect to pay between $100 to $250. So for entry level, it's a 60 to 120, mid-range 130 to 250, high-end enthusiast range 250 to 700. Gee, starting to, you know, start putting the puzzle pieces together on why these consoles are costing so dang much. Or you still not getting it yet? Okay, let me try to make this. Let me try to dumb it down for you. Let's say I were to like start a restaurant, right? And I sell like very premium like burgers or like barbecue burgers. Let's say that's what I do, right? So what am I gonna need to make a barbecue burger? That probably sounds good right now, right? A lot of you guys, a lot of you Americans like burgers. A lot of you like barbecue. I mean, a barbecue burger. There's your idea. If anybody has ever tried that, yeah, try doing that now. I'm sure it'll taste good in a way, but you just gotta make it right. So, what am I gonna need? I'm gonna need a grill. Obviously, that's gonna cost me like around like what, $200. Okay, that's fine. One-time cost. Okay. So we're not gonna worry about the one-time costs because it's like, let's just say it lasts forever, whatever, right? So units that I'm gonna need to start fire. That's gonna cost me about no freaking way.
Oh yeah.
Now we do that attack. Now we got the attack. Oh. Everything in the boss battle. That's right. I'm probably gonna get the next one right now. Newsflash, I did not, but it will be soon. So to make this quick on the barbecue burger, let's say I sell each barbecue burger for about, I'm sure a reasonable price would be about like, let's say $7 to $8. I know that's a lot, but if that is a lot for you, okay. So I'm growing potatoes on my own. Doesn't really cost me too much, but if I were to buy them or I know someone that's making the potatoes, so I'm buying them from someone, right? Let's say I just buy a bulk of potatoes for like, I don't know, about the same price. Like, no, not the same price, sorry. It's about like $3 per pound, or yeah, $3 per pound or $3 per bag or whatever. Yeah, let's just do $3 per bag. That's more sensible. So I'm buying them for $3 per bag, so that's gonna run me up at least 2 days worth, or no, a bag will last me at least 3 hours if I were to sell burgers and fries for an hour. So let's say I sell the fries with the burger for about $9. Sounds reasonable, right? Just $2 more, you can get fries. Sounds like a meal. Oh, and I'll throw in a drink for you. Just you're welcome. Cause you know, I'm selling lemonade, Coke, and everything else. Pepsi, not Pepsi, sorry. Yeah, Dr. Pepper, all your favorite pops. So if I'm selling pop, there you go. Let's see. Yeah, like each bag of pop, it will last me, like if I had like to buy like all of them, it will cost me about like $5, but it will last me the entire day, at least 3 days maybe, if I were continuously selling. So you see where paint the picture here, okay? So companies are making more money from the actual games from developers, if the developers are actually good, which another conversation for another day, because I think I might have cracked the code on why games suck nowadays. It is based on the generations that made it, obviously. That's a short... I know that's a hot take, but I have literal evidence to argue that. And I'll do that in another episode, or another time. I promise. But I have a literal argument up there. So anyways, moving on. So let's say I was selling these meals for like about $9, right? If I were to give you extra portions, it would run you about $10, okay? See, it seems a reasonable amount to buy a meal for like $10, right? It seems very reasonable. So what's the change? What makes it worth it? By the way, I'm hooking you up with a good amount of food. Okay, I am gonna make sure you're freaking full by the end of the time you're eating. Okay, the burger, you can have everything on it. It will still be the same price. Nothing's more. You can have it plain. You can have it with cheese. Do whatever you want with the barbecue burger. It's there. All right. Or if you want a barbecue chicken sandwich or a barbecue pork chop, I do not care. Take the food. Just give me the money, and I'll make sure the food is right. Exclusive food. So it's like, okay, you're buying this, and it's actually really good food. Okay, so take that with gaming. Okay, the gaming consoles, the units that are priced. Well, the retail price. Let's see here. We're at the top of the mountain. No, we're not at the top of the mountain yet. So let me see here. How much? Okay, so how much did the PS5 cost? Because I know Nintendo, like they definitely made their units. It cost them less to make the units than it did to sell because they sold their units for $300, and then I looked it up and it said $250 for to make each unit, which is crazy. By the way, you can see that there's a nuclear power plant down there. There's a mountain back there. There's the sand of death and whatever the heck that huge bush is. And then you can see a roadway. Cool, right? And then whatever that is too. I don't know what that is over there, but I'm sure we'll see soon. So yeah, so the other argument I wanted to make with that is the Xbox, like how much did it cost to make the PS5 and the Xbox X? Or yeah, was it the X? How much did it cost to make? Okay, so I think I'm gonna look it up right now, unless I interrupt myself for the boss battle. Oh shoot, we're at the boss battle. Crap. Okay. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm probably gonna interrupt myself in a second because we're back. Thanks. Oh! What are you kicking that for? That's a really rare stone. It's called Hoohoo Block. I'll tell you, anyone who tries to kick a Hoohoo Block down the mountain is a thief in my book. Huh? My name? Oh, right. I call Blabba-Danda. Blabba-Blabba-Danda. Was that? The townsfolk are all worried about me? Really? I didn't mean to make them worry. See, what happened is this. I saw Prince Beasley and followed him up here. And I saw that this huge egg had appeared. I was shocked. I was speechless. Which is rare. So anyway, I've just been here keeping this poor egg warm ever since. Yep. That's the deal. I think something will hatch out of it pretty soon. That's what happens with eggs. It's here, it's time. Oh wow, it's about to hatch. I can't take the suspense. Very convenient for the little rock to fall into the shock. Ah! No. That's a shock. How about one crazy egg? Yeah! Oh crap, hold up, bro. I'm guessing that that'll do that. I knew that, by the way. Sorry. So this is. Yeah, we want to eliminate that. That's Dragon Ho-Ho, and that's a Ho-Ho Stone. I get for typing. When the Xbox Series X came out, how much did it cost to make said unit? Gee, I wonder. Good question. So, the cost, an estimate was $460 to $520 to manufacture when it launched in November 2020. Because Microsoft set the retail launch price at $499, the company chose to sell the console essentially at a cost for a net loss per unit once final assembly, shipping, and distribution logistics were factored in. So yeah, I mean I could tell you exactly what the breakdown is, but we had 1 terabyte, whatever. Yeah, so let's look up the PS5. Holy flippin' crap. You gotta be kidding me. Really, you really gotta be kidding me. Oh, wait. Sorry. Wrong tab. So it was, yeah, same thing, actually. So, since okay, so it was $450 per unit, regardless if it had a disc. If it had a disc slot, regardless if it did or not. Oh, I'm about to interrupt myself, I think. Okay, before I do interrupt myself, it was $450 per unit, and the one with the disc in is $500. The digital one was $400 for a PS5. Let that sink in for that one, and I'll get on to the next part of my arguments, which is like the reason why they're being sold a lot more nowadays is because to get the parts for said, like, you know, for these like consoles is costing a lot more and a lot more and more. So anyways, cutscene. Well, sign up the Splash Bros coming in. Cheers to your mustaches. This is a dazzling. Wow, you came back fast. This incredibly dazzling man is none other than Prince Beasley. What happened to you? Well, I suppose you could call it a bit of an accident. As I was investigating events throughout the country for this top secret mission I'm on, I suddenly encountered Cagletta and her vile underling Fawful here on this mountain. But by the time I realized who the fiends were, it was too late. They transferred me into that and shut me inside the egg. Is that so? Princess Peach's voice has been stolen? I wouldn't worry about Princess Peach. I'm quite sure she'll be fine. At any rate, we should chase after Cagletta. I want you to visit Beanbean Castle once you climb down the mountain. It may be that Cagletta's next target is in the Beanbean Castle. I bet my life on it. Oh, here's a gift from me. Autograph of you, of course. Yes, I think a rose matches your green perfectly. If you show that rose at Beanbean Castle, they'll permit you to enter. And with that, I must get back to my mission. May we meet again! Sorry, Well then, we almost died. That was fun. Right? Like a near-death experience, right? Alright, guys? Let's see what's over here. No. Nothing worth showing over here.
Alright.
Well, let's keep going. Got much more to do. Nope, wrong way. Moron, where am I going? Where am I going, dude? I think I want to save the game, right? That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, there we go. We should have enough coins to, like, at least get some sort of items ranked. If there's an item shop nearby, that would be great. You know? Just saying, you know, all we did was climb up a mountain. No, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. Yeah, keep going this way. Yay! We made it! Oh, boy! Did you two arrive at exactly the right time? Just now, a Hoohoo block fell down in the waterfall. Yeah, check it out. Use it to make you the ultimate hammer. That's nice. So we get one hammer. Nice. I mean, I guess we could. Ooh, man, it feels so great to be making hammers again after such a long break. It feels so darn great that we went ahead and made you guys 2 hammers. Look at that craftsmanship! Pow! Now you're playing like playing with power. Yeah, you got that right. These bad boys are now all yours. You got hammers. You can use solo hammer action. So we gotta teach you guys how to properly use hammers, huh? First, press the R button to select your hammer. No, not that.
Hammer.
And press A to whack stuff. That's it. But right now, only the guy in front can use it. Or, yeah, only the front guy. So the action the guy in front does with the A button is called the solo action. The action the guy in the back does with the B. It's called a bros action. The most basic of the basics. Remember that. Try whacking all kinds of stuff with those guys. One manly whack breaks the hardest rocks. You ought to break that hammer by smashing the rocks in the next room.
Hammer.
So why did he say that?
Hammer. Let's go. Alright, hammer. Okie dokie. Jump. Jump. Bing, hammer.
What the? Bro, what the heck? I can't make Luigi. I can't take revenge on that.
Hammer.
There. Now how you like it? Yeah, exactly. How do you like it now?
Let's go. Jump.
All right. Well, let's see. Did we get a save action? No. But I think we can do stuff. I think we can. Can we do stuff up here?
Okie dokie. Jump. Bing.
Let's see. We do have to keep going to some degree.
Let's go.
Maybe I'm gonna let the voiceover take over for a bit because I do want to keep going.
Alright.
Hi, Luigi. So no, I don't want your hammer. So where was I at with the argument? Oh yeah, I think I was at the next part. I mean, I don't know if anybody is like, oh my gosh, this guy's speaking facts, or maybe like, or this guy's just completely delusional for speaking this. But I am telling you, this last part is probably may or may not convince you otherwise. But just let it sit for a second. These parts are costing a lot more and more to make, and you have to have a motherboard to like have these performances and everything to like even like get these like consoles to be made in the first place. And you know, like, as I said before, it was about $250 for Nintendo Switch. So imagine how much it costs now to like, you know, get it going. Well, and it's 6 years late, or no, not 6 years later. How? What? It was back in 2017. Wow, it's been 9 years since the Switch 1 came out. Wow. Hopefully nobody feels old yet. Let me see. So if I were to make, I'm gonna go from the PC side of things, right? So, oh, by the way, if I were to, no, actually no, screw that. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to search up building a custom PC. So if I were to make a PC, how much would it cost nowadays? Oh, it's gotta be way more than that. I literally even put today. So it currently costs anywhere from $500 to $2,500, depending on your performance goals. Personally, I want high performance goals, but you know what? It's fine. So the breakdown: entry level would be $500 to $800, and it would be a 1080p gaming everyday office task. So then mid-range would be 1200 to 1800, smooth 1440p gaming, basic streaming. High-end 2500 plus, 4K ultra settings, heavy rendering. So there you go. It's broken down pretty much there. Memory storage for the entry level would be 16 GB RAM and 1 terabyte. What is NVMe SSD? I don't know. Sorry. It's highly effective, but then we have the mid-range tier, which is $1,200 to $1,800, and you get 1,400. I think that's where I want to aim for, really. Personally, I'm okay with 1440. So, because if I were to do 4K gaming, that's going to be quite a lot for me, really. Because the memory storage for like the mid-range would be 32 GB, and I assume that it would be about 64 GB for the high end, which I was right, 32 GB to 64 GB. All-in-one, liquid cooling loops, highly efficient, 1,000 watts, power supplies, and high-end aesthetic PC cases. Hidden costs to keep in mind, it would probably range around $250 to $500, so we're looking at $3K. I was right, about $3K to make a PC. But on the bright side, on the making the high-end PCs, it at least utilizes for you to be able to do anything custom with it. And I will. There's an ending to this argument. It is actually a lot more cheaper to fix a PC than it is to fix a console. You heard that right. You absolutely heard that right. My argument is based off of whether repairs are worth it or not, because this is coming from a guy who has multiple consoles and is a little skeptical and afraid of how the consoles are going to be running within the next 3 to 4 years. So I really need to start racking up money in order to be able to preserve these games and be able to play them for years on end if I want to, like, you know, play with the fellas or whatnot. You know, just in case I have anybody over. Obviously, like, I wouldn't be playing these consoles every day, which I'm not. I'm just I'm letting them just stay on and they're just there. So, oh. Oh dear, birds. Not saying birds, sorry. You know, it's been a want to ride them rusty old carts, I won't go stopping you. But I advise watching out for trouble, yep. No one knows where them rails lead. Still, I'll tell you something. You might just be able to find jewels by jumping up in there. While you're hopping for loot, watch out. You spot danger, just shine your light at it. Oh, mercy. Here I go again. Born folks to tears with stuff like this. So here to ride the carts. This is like reason. So riding these carts aren't exactly worth much. The regular adventure has just begun. Get to it, boys. Where's your doggy at? Looking to ride again? There's harder levels to this, I think. So we're gonna lock in again. See if we can play it more. We're gonna see set our trouble. You lose jewels as you and the reason why you want to like shine your light in trouble is because you do so you won't burn as often. Good stuff will happen. I'm so stupid. Playing the crazy weird. Kinda am sometimes. Sorry, Luigi, I have to like shine the light on show. That's what the old fella said. Well, listen to the old folks. Got 15 this. Well, I got more than 15. So next stage. I think there's another level? Is there another level? Is there another level? Yeah, I am. Alright, voiceover, you may commence. So, I kind of forgot what I was arguing about because I was watching the footage back. But I think I was, like, looking at the, costs. The hidden cost? Oh yeah, the hidden cost would be $250 to $500. There are micro-centered custom PC build services I charge about 150 to 350 for assembly and stability tests. Oh wow. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, cool. Good to know, because if I ever want to decide to use a credit card for this, I know exactly what to do. By the way, if I fail, I'm going to just show the first attempt, the failed attempt, and then obviously that will be the first attempt, and then I'll show the actual attempt where I make it. So I think I ran a total. I'm not gonna say how many times it took me because I honestly forgot. I edited this in, so just so I can voice it over and just have a coherent spoken sentence on how hard this freaking level is, and also just on top of that, just to finish my argument in a way, and what my thoughts and my reflections are, and kind of just how people would be able to perceive this, and just what I would advise people to do if they want to consider doing one way or the other. Because personally, if I were you, I would not even consider getting a PS5 or PS6, considering that it could not last too much longer, and just by sheer coincidence of how much everything will last, it's just not worth it. Because what is needed to make a gaming PC, right? You need a graphics processing unit, central processing unit, a motherboard, memory RAM, storage, power supply unit, cooling system, PC casing. So how much would it cost to build a good gaming PC? About 800 to 2,500. So, okay, never mind. My initial price of 500 is no longer there. So, now if I were to have a console, normally it could last up to 6 to 10 years if used every day. So let's see. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, designed for 7 to 10 years life cycle. Nintendo Switch, 6 to 10 years. Hard drive, mechanical hard drives. Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. Well, true. A gaming PC used every day typically lasts 5 to 8 years. However, hardware does not just stop working. Instead, it gradually outgrows its ability to run the latest and most demanding titles at max settings. The lifespan of your PC breaks down into a few distinct stages. High ultra settings, you can expect 3 to 4 years of playing modern games at top tier settings. Adjusted settings after that, the system will remain highly usable for another 2 to 4 years. If you lower the graphics settings or scale back to 1080p, component lifespans, the CPU, motherboard, and RAM usually last 7 to 10 years. The GPU graphics process units will likely need replacement or upgrading after 4 to 6 years to keep up with new gaming. Keep in mind, if you do replace these, you can actually have these PCs last quite a long time. I'd say about 15 years if I had to predict anything, and then you would have to get yourself a new PC. I would recommend getting a new PC if you have it in your budget. I'd say push it to 11, 12 years, maybe. I could be wrong. If I am completely wrong, please correct me, because I do not want to lead anybody astray with this sort of thing. And that's just, I'm here to try to speak the truth out to people, because here is my last argument for today. Well, really, it's my main argument on kind of just pretty much giving you the pieces of information that I can give you to actually just back up this one argument here, because it just doesn't, in my opinion, this is more of an opinion than a fact, but then if you look at the facts here, on the costs of everything nowadays and costs of everything back then when consoles and PCs were first sold, you can see that they're eliminating disc slots and cartridge slots. So if the push is to put a digital playing, and anybody, somebody literally even said it, when was the last time you bought a physical game. I can tell you the last physical game I bought, maybe the last 2 that I bought personally, because I'm gonna buy a few more physically, because I am saving up money on the side to like do a couple more LPs, obviously that there are coming up. But I bought Pac-Man World 2 Repack and Super Mario Bros. Wonder for Nintendo Switch 1. I do not have the extended version or Switch 2 version, unfortunately, which is highly unfortunate. But I mean, not really, because I'm not supporting Nintendo with their logic of like, oh, I'm not gonna allow you to do so. Which, by the way, I mean, Switch 2 is gonna be hackable, like closer and closer hackable to emulate, and it's just once it's able to emulate, I mean, game over for Nintendo, right? I mean, I'm not gonna imply any ideas here, but just yeah, game over for Nintendo there, because you like, and I get the principle for their actions of like wanting to hold on to an IP or hold on to things so dearly, because it's something that it's custom to the Japanese culture, right? They take pride in their work so much that they want to keep ownership of it and not let it go to anybody else, even if it's like there's no ill will to credit or whatsoever. It's just, hey, we like your product so much, we just want to extend its usable features, and just that's why like people would argue like if people were to make ROM hacks or anything like that, it's not to sell like the game, or it's not like, oh, your game was trash. No, we're not saying that at all. They can take it that way, but the way we want to like just perceive this is like, hey, we love the product so much that we wanted to play it in a different way and show creativity. It's like art, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, like, isn't video games just art at the end of the day? So it's just like, we're just like putting a little twist to it. It's kind of like a remix of some sorts, right? You know, you take a look at ROM hacks everywhere. It's just like, it's just a literal like, yeah, some ROM hacks do better than the original games sometimes, arguably, but at the same time, it's not to like outsell anybody. I mean, it's really more of a recommendation like, hey, you know where this is inspired from, right? Go play that game. Go buy the game. Go buy the game from these companies. Go buy the game from where these developers bid from it. I don't know. And you can see, like, okay, like, you know, someone made Elden Ring for the N64, which I thought was pretty, like, not the entire Elden Ring game, by the way. It's just the, I think it was like one boss or something, which was highly legendary in my opinion. But, at the same time, it's like, oh, I guess that's game over. So, by the way, there's 5 levels, as you saw, and once you complete those 5 levels, then you're at an endless, like, go-kart, like, diamond collecting, you know, just diamond collecting. And looking to ride again, heck the flip no. Flip and heck nah. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Oh, you can't go out that way. Gotta go out that way. So we still gotta get to the castle, right? Yeah, we're gonna get to the castle in this episode, I promise. Don't worry. We will. The next 30 minutes, it's not a lie. It's factual. Wait up! Forgot to mention one thing. You never taught you how to use your hammers in battle. Ready to learn? We'll explain it in battle. So to whack with a hammer, Mario uses the A, and Luigi uses B. Talking don't do it justice though. Let me explain by example. First, let's do some solo attacks using hammers. Wait a second. Press A right here. Oh that smart. I'm a hammerhead, bro, so I'll be fine. No big deal. Press the button. Press the button when the hammer shakes. It shakes, you got it? You know, old green, there should press the B button when he, next we gotta learn how to defend with a hammer. Now, press and hold B here. Release the B. Oh, that's too low. You gotta release the button before the hammer starts to shake or hold deal falls apart. Do it again, man. Press and hold the B. Youch. That'll leave a mark. Oh, anyway, you get the idea. Want to try again? Okay, so for hammer attacks, choose your hammer and wait till it shakes. Then press the button. On perfect hammer attacks, defense, hold it behind you and release it before it shakes. Perfect hammer defense. Look. Practice up. To get all that. Alive. There are a lot of monsters that you're jumping on. Diddly squat. Gotta learn some new tricks if you want to get by. Oh, it was him talking. Oops. I'm sure you guys will be able to take care of business. If you can't, you're gonna have to give us those hammers back. Hey, we're gonna we're going back so we can ride the carts again. Our rides are thrown and filled with suspense. Anyway, it's filled with suspense. Suspense. Riding the cart again. Be right back. We're gonna have to ride the carts. That's what I get. Got one freaking bean. I did not give too much effort, to be honest. Track's end. What did it say before?
Let's go.
Here we go. Oh. Wow, nice job. Good job, Luigi. I don't know what I was arguing about before, but I think I was talking about ROM hacks and whatnot, and just like how, I guess, yeah, it's part of the Japanese culture to take pride in their work, and it's like, yeah, I guess it's a conversation for, as I said, a conversation for another day about these layoffs and, you know, how Western gaming needs to be, you know, they need to pick up their slack. Really, they really do. They really need to pick up their slack. And the reason why they absolutely need to, by the way, this guy is called, I forgot what this guy was called. I didn't even read what the enemy's name is called, but that's a Sharpie. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I think this is the big argument that I want to say, like, it just would make sense. Since we're, like, getting rid of disk inputs, or, sorry, disk slots, or game cartridge slots, it just, you know, if we're pushing for digital gaming, and, you know, PCs are already pretty much doing that at this point, you know, it would make sense to just straight up completely, like, let's just start investing into making PCs, you know, since a lot of PCs don't. Oh, freaking time! Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Yes! First try! I'm good at that attack. I'm really good at that attack. That attack I'm really good at, yeah. So, for those of you that don't know, you can technically use that attack to attack spike enemies. Did you guys hear a single word that I said? No? Okay, I'm sorry. So, what was I at? Another thorny. Okay, so we're getting these guys, like, left and right completely. I guess we can move on to, like, other big events. Let's infiltrate the kingdom a little bit, or not. Sorry, not infiltrate. Let's go through the kingdom and explore around for a bit. Bad idea. That's what cost me the next 20 minutes of my life. So yeah, I think, yeah, let's go to my main argument here. So the big argument that I want to, like, say and then, like, kind of extend upon is how much would it cost to replace parts for a console compared to a gaming PC? So, according to the Google AI overview, replacing parts for a gaming PC is generally much cheaper, more flexible, and more practical than replacing parts for a console. Because desktop PCs are highly modular, you only ever need to swap out the single failed component, with typical hardware repairs ranging between $50 to $350, depending on what you need fixed. Conversely, modern consoles are highly integrated and legally restricted. If a major component like the motherboard or integrated graphics chip fails outside of warranty, it usually cannot be repaired piecemeal, forcing you to pay $150 to $300+ for an official manufacturer refurbishment, or buy a brand new console entirely. So we're looking at console replacements here, okay? The storage, if we're looking at storage alone, it's $80 to $150. Okay, not bad. $60 to $150. So like I said, this is. Oh, by the way, like, going into this area is a big no-no, and I'll probably say that it's not worth coming over here too often. In fact, probably just doing one battle would be fine, and then go straight to the castle if you really want to max up your level, because it's really isn't worth coming over here. I promise you that much. These guys are very over leveled. It's almost impossible to defeat these enemies without... By the way, I had to learn these attacks very well in order to be able to do solo attacks. As I said before, I did not know how to do bros attacks until the very end of this game. So being able to do these attacks now is actually, well, just smart and, well, in a way. It makes sense in a way against these guys, and trying to do solo attacks is not too costly effective, unfortunately. Shoots. I am surprised I was able to survive that. So I think I used Luigi as a human shield. Okay, back to my argument. Sorry. Power supply. $150 to $250 for a full repair. For a console. For gaming PC, $70 to $150. PCs are used to standardized parts. Console-powered units are priority and require tedious teardowns. Optical disk drive. So $80 to $130 for consoles. Gaming PC? I mean, not available. PCs rarely use them now. That's, I mean, it's crazy, right? Isn't that like a crazy, like okay, like I'm not trying to like win an argument here, but like these are adding up and backing me up on the facts of like we might as well just get into a PC, because a lot of games, yeah, they're being exclusively sold on consoles, yeah, sure, but and like yeah, there will be some games that you wouldn't be able to play for a year, even, but it's like if you just wait a month, I'm pretty sure you're able to still play the game. If you just wait a month, it's not that big of a deal. And these companies could literally just turn into like places where they just invest into like their own CPs and or PCs, and that's it, you know? Going to the motherboard processor, $200 to $350 plus out of warranty exchange. It is out of warranty exchange. That means, I mean, if I have to spell it out for you, let me just spell it out for you. Means replacing a broken or defective device that is no longer covered by the manufacturer's free warranty or guaranteed because the protection period has expired. The customer must pay a flat service fee to receive a refurbished or replacement unit. Does that spell it out for you? If you didn't know better, like, okay, I understand. Now you know. Okay, you learned something new today. So, let's see, motherboard for gaming PC. $100 to $300. It's not too bad. Makes sense. Peripherals, controllers / mice. $60 to $80. While repairing the, anything for the PC would be roughly be $15 to $50. Standard PC mice, keyboards are cheap to replace. Console controllers are advanced proprietary tech. So for gaming PCs, pure modularly, like targeted fixes, if your graphics card stops working, you unscrew 2 screws, unplug it, slide it a new one. The rest of your $1,000 system remains perfectly untouched. No manufacturing gatekeeping. You can buy parts from any brand, shop around for sales, use secondhand parts, or even buy a temporary lower-end part to get by. It's smart. It's very smart. Consoles anti-repair ecosystem. Wow, holy crap. This AI is actually really helpful to like just give an overview. If I want to extend on this, I could. So soldered architecture. The processor, memory, and graphics chip are permanently fused onto a single circuit board. If one tiny captor blows on a PlayStation or an Xbox motherboard, the entire board must be replaced. Digital serialization. Serialization, if I'm saying that word correctly. Many console components, such as the disk drive, are digitally paired to the specific motherboard via software handshakes. Even if you buy an identical disk drive from a broken console, it won't function in yours without proprietary collaboration software. The refurbished trap. Because individual parts aren't sold directly to consumers, out-of-warranty failures usually require mailing the console back to Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. They charge flat fees to simply mail you a refurbished replacement unit. So, if I were to ask the question, are gaming PCs more expensive than consoles? Yeah, they are. Yes, I think we can all agree on that one, right? I mean, it's just the facts that are being set out to the public. Because consoles are like about $600 now, and you've got PCs that, if you were to make one or buy one already pre-made, runs about like $1,500 to $2,500, right? Pre-made. If you were to make one, but the cheapest you can never get it down to is probably $1,000. But it can be more cost-effective long-term if you have a PC. Why? Because it costs more to fix the console than it does the PC. And the biggest thing that I want to like point out here is that AI is just gonna be the biggest, the future. Not the biggest. Sorry, it's not a biggest. It's just gonna be the future. That's gonna definitely be taken out of context if someone tries to clip me. But whatever. Lack of P. Lack of P. Defeat the lack of. The main thing you want to do is defeat the lack of P first before you get onto the Sharpie, because that's problem. You want to get rid of the problem before it spreads more crap around. Then you can get rid of the crap that it left behind. Anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying before? Oh, so what I was saying before is that when you come around to these like arguments on these things, like by sheer coincidence, I'm doing the research here and just like looking it up here. You can see that it's just more highly costly effective to just own a PC in general, and at the same time, like, when you have a PC and you can play any game from anywhere, like old games, new games, you name it, like, you name it. Obviously, there's going to be some memory shortages and whatnot, but that's why you have drives for. That's why you have a lot of other things for. Now, would it be more highly cost effective in the long run to have all these games on one thing? Yeah, in a way it would. Because let's say you were to travel, well, it's all there. You just grab the PC, bring it along, and then there you go. It's actually like, it would probably take you like 10 minutes to set up everything and then make sure everything works, and then, you know, you can stream, game, enjoy your time with the fellas, you can enjoy your time. Shoot, I would wonder. Here's a brilliant idea. Valve is pretty much doing this already. Like, you can pretty much stream your PC. Is it already wait. I wonder if it's already possible to stream PC like games, or really to stream PC like, you know, like if I were to like, I think it's possible with the HDMI cable, right? But like, is it possible to connect your PC to TV? Maybe not really, but because you need a monitor. So if I were to, is it possible to connect the monitor to like, let's say a 4K TV? Now that's the questions we want to really ask. I think really, if we're gonna look at the future on terms of like gaming, right? So if we're gonna make future gaming like possible and like affordable, or even just cost effective, or even just like bring some sort of light to it. I think the questions we gotta ask ourselves is, we gotta make PCs like be able to connect to actual 4K. Like I'm talking like 80-inch TVs, bro. Imagine you could play a freaking PC video game on a 80-inch TV. Imagine that, dude. People will go wild for that. I think people. I mean, I would go wild for that. That's crazy. That's next gen. That's next gen questions. I mean, I think we're going a little too far on the conversation now. Like, wait a minute. We're not there yet. Oh. No. Edict from Queen Bean of Beanbean Castle prohibits all entry to Hoohoo University. I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't know if I want to deal with this. No, I don't know if I want to deal with the bomb zone. I think he may be overloaded. Considering all things.
Alright.
For some reason, I just have a... Might be a tiny bit overleveled, and I don't know if I want to deal with it. I just dealt with overleveled... I think I just dealt with overleveled foes, so... Great. So I went here for nothing. Yeah, I was a dummy for doing this too. So, to be fair, the actual real way to get through here, leave out of here, leave out of their way, leave out of their way. Yeah, don't do that. Don't go through that entire area at all. It's not worth it. It really isn't. What? It's pretty clear that they want you to enter this way, and then, I don't know what's down this way, actually. Let's check that out. Woo! Ooh, parrot. Got a parrot baby. This is nice. Go to the Beanbean Castle, but we still have to end the episode technically, right? Looks like we have to end the episode, right? Just say that, oh! I found a pipe! Somehow that's pipe number 4. How does that make sense? Whatever, at least we found pipe number 4.
Alright.
Can't go that way yet.
Oh no.
Shoot. So, sorry about the interruption. A lot of dialogue around this studio. So I'm exploring around the Beanbean Kingdom, and you know, there's a lot of foes that are pretty much overleveled at this point, especially the Parabeanies. And yeah, so we're reaching like new grounds on this, and like we're really raising the stakes here. It's actually quite amazing, in my opinion. So I personally think that this is something pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool in my opinion. I personally think it is. I don't know if these areas are explorable in the remake, Newsflash, they're not. I think it's just to not have you insta die or even like rack up high leverage so quickly. So I think I'm gonna end the episode soon. So thanks for hearing me out on my opinion or facts that are being said here. And yeah. Oh crap. These guys are like deep in the void.
Town wasn't attacked. Police, make it stop. Cat glad and the dog up the waste of the town. So sudden. Wasn't anything to Apparently this is the only store that's going to stay open with the town in such a bad state. Ordinary, hip, and cool fashion house, you know. But for the time being, I'm leasing the place out to them. For the town in this state, we have to help each other as best we can we? Welcome to my temporary item shop. Sorry about the mess. The town is such a state of mind. We'll stay open as long as customers keep coming. What do you want? Bye. Okay, well, I definitely syrup. Say I'll buy like 3 of them. They should be fine. Mushrooms, I have 25 of them. So mushrooms are not needed. Refreshing herbs, I have like. I guess I could buy like. I mean, do I really need them right now? I guess I could buy like 5 of them just in case. But I really don't need anything else. Yeah, I'll leave. Come back anytime. Come back anytime. I guess since we're in the town now, I guess I can call it, right? The green star is hitting up Beanbean Castle. I hopes to get her hands on the green star. No! Castle. Okay. Well. Let's see here. There's gotta be ways. Right? There. Can't go that way either. I think we should call it here then. Let's save the and continue current game, sure. I think we're gonna just call it off here. Yeah. I mean, what else can we do? I mean, it's pretty long at this point, right? I'm gonna just ramble over this guy, and yeah, despite what I talked about in this episode, I hope you guys did find this video very entertaining, still to a point, and informative to some degree. Let me know what your thoughts are on the console. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I guess what time will tell. With that being said and all though, don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.